So these are my two newest additions to my project cars, and this is just a small amount of project cars that I have here. But that one actually, by the way guys, that was the $400 Jeep, and I don't know if many people know about that one. We figured out what was the issue of it, got it able to run and drive now. So that $400 Jeep is now running and driving. Pretty cool. Anyway, back to what we were talking about. These are my two newest additions. This here is a 1989 Dodge D250 Cummins. This here is a 91.5 year Dodge D350 Cummins. Now what's cool about these, I got these at an amazing deal on Facebook Marketplace. The guy messaged me and essentially said, hey, I got two Cummins, but what exactly are you looking for? And I said, honestly, nothing too big of a project. He's like, well, I got these two for you, but they might be too big of a project. And I was like, oh, send me some photos, send me some details, we'll check it out. And well, we're here now. So this here, we'll start with this one. This is the 1989. This one is a non-running and driving. It does have a clean title. Both of them have clean titles, by the way. This one essentially is just for parts. Now the issue with this one, you can kind of see it already. It doesn't have a bed at all. And well, right now, this is like 2 months after me purchasing these trucks. So they've been sitting here for quite a while now. I just haven't ever made a video on these yet. So this one is strictly just parts. You can see a lot. There's damage all over the truck whatsoever. It did have the front end. We've since put it on there, but realized 89 and 90, 91.5 years, two different front ends. Lots of damage on the truck. Sadly, this one is strictly parts. I was hoping to fix it up, but there's no bed. The tires are all flat on it. And the cab is far beyond shot. I mean, there's rust in the floorboards, but honestly, the cab corners is what's impressive. Very nice cab corners all around. And you're probably thinking, well, just put in new floorboards. Easier said than done, because not only are the floorboards shot, somehow the roof is also shot. So it did not look like this, by the way, guys. This did have a full interior on it. I've had to use that interior to put it into there. We'll get to that later though. Does have a actual Cummins in here still there. Now they have used parts off of this way before I have. Essentially the biggest one is the VE pump. Now that's okay. Again, this is just strictly parts. Good honest motor though. It does turn over and everything. Little play in the turbo, but that's all right. It is a shame though, because this would be a great truck, but it is a great parts truck. Essentially what I'm doing is, probably once I'm finished with the 91.5, getting it running and driving, what I'm gonna do with this one, take the motor out, put it into a $400 truck that I purchased that runs and drives now just perfectly fine, and all it was just a fuel pump. But we're going to put that, all the components off of this, into the $400 parts, $400 running driving truck as well. Now we're going to get to the 91.5 year, guys. Essentially, again, this is 2 months ahead of time. I'm just now filming this, but this is my 91.5 year, and this one's really special, really kind of cool. It is a D350. Essentially what I was looking for was an extended cab dually, but I was able to find a single cab dually, and I'm really happy with this one, truly. This one does run and drive now, but it did run. I was kind of impressed that the guy was able to start it just off of like a little jug down there. Essentially though, we've added a relay box and all this good stuff to it. Yeah, but just a basic 12 valve, non-intercooled, kind of cool. I wish it was intercooled, but that's all right. As I said, I have used the interior off of this one. So this one is now fully interiored. We're just going through the wiring. Lots of aftermarket stuff on there. This one is a 5-speed manual. That is very cool and very unique. But not only does it 5-speed manual, it is also a dually with a service bed. And this service bed is amazing. Now, I will say the service bed is sadly rusted out. Lots of rust into it. I wish it didn't have as much rust as what it did, but it is what it is. Things happen. It did have a fuel tank, a dual fuel tank system in there. I have since removed it because, again, a lot of the aftermarket wiring in there is not the best in my opinion. So we removed it to kind of simple it down for ourselves, and we'll redo it probably eventually with the relay and fuse box. But not only is it a single cab dually, it's a 91.5 year, so it has some of the newer stuff, but also still keeps some of the older stuff. What's really unique about this is that the adapter in behind the trans has a high and low gear. So essentially you can activate it through a button in the cab, and it'll activate this high and low gear for your manual transmission. Thought that was really different, very unique. I would get under there and show you, but it's a little wet down there. So I don't know if you guys will be able to see it. It might be too dark. It is just rained, so I might get my camera a little wet. But as you guys can see, this is this little adapter thing that essentially makes it a high and low gear. And it's really cool. The guy told me that not a lot of trucks came with it, and essentially makes it more of even a hauler truck. And that's exactly what I was looking for, was a haul rig. And this is going to be perfect for what I'm looking for. And you're probably wondering, well, if it was such a good deal, how much exactly did you pay for the two of them? And honestly, I was kind of surprised. In Tennessee here, the first gens are very highly collectible. A lot of people want them, and they go quick if they're even listed on a day on Facebook Marketplace for super cheap. And I spent $4,500 on the two of them, with an additional $500 of a tow company towing it to my property. And honestly, so in total, we're at $5,000 for the two of them, and that's really not bad for two 12-valve Cummins. And essentially, I could probably part that one out over there and make a good chunk of my money back and just have a backup here. But we're not going to do that. Again, we're going to get two Cummins out of both of these eventually. Now, as stated, I have since owned these trucks for about 2 months now. And I'm going to show you guys what exactly I did to install this relay box, because a lot of people don't really realize that there's these fusible links and they blow all the time. And essentially, it's just easier to go with that relay box. I'm going to show you guys exactly what I did and what's all been done to this truck here, essentially to get it ready for the roads. Alright, so what I picked up at the junkyard was this thing. This thing took me forever to get. This is the biggest pain in the butt. I don't know why. Got these two pieces that go more up towards like your pillars here. So that didn't take me long at all. The dash didn't take me long at all either. All of it's here. It's really nice. There are a couple tabs. I think there's a crack right here, and then just by the windshield tabs, there's like two broke right back there. Other than that though, for $80, not a bad deal with a cluster. Now this is a manual cluster, so I don't know if it'll work 100%. It should, but worst case scenario, because this is out of a gasser as well, but worst case scenario, it should work. I don't know. It's not too hard to remove though, so we're gonna go install this, install that, and yeah. Here's the old dash, and you can see the clips mostly are all broke. Just about all of them, but I think this one, nope, this one's cracked, and this one's whole. Other than that, this dash has seen better days. There's also supposed to be like a center section right there. It snapped, or no, it didn't snap. Somebody else took this off before me, so a lot of stuff is broke on it. I think it's cracked. Yeah, cracked right in there too. It kind of sucks. I really did want the red on white, but we're just gonna go with black on black, or black on white. And we're gonna put my SRT8 seats in this. I think that's gonna be really cool, kind of something different. So right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my dash that I just got from the junkyard. Essentially, we're gonna put it in this, get everything kind of somewhat situated. There is still some wiring, and I probably won't get it driving right now just because I will need a new clutch cable. Sadly, something is broke on it, I think, judging by the looks of it, and I probably should have picked it up off that parts truck. Is what it is, who cares. But right now, let me get this dash installed and everything else installed, and I'll get back with you on that. All right, a little update on this. So we have hooked up the battery, got most of it somewhat sorted out. Did fix a wire down here closest to the injection pump, and if you can hear it, it's on. I don't know if any of our stuff on the inside here is going to work whatsoever, so our cluster or anything, no clue. Trying to get it to where there's no sun glare. Well, let's see here. Oh, the oil light's on, so that's pretty interesting. Fuel light is going down. I doubt there's any fuel in that tank whatsoever anyway. Oh, yeah, so about that. Gotta take that out of gear. That would be number one. Do that first. Don't be stupid like I just did. Yeah, no fuel.
Alright, after some cranking, we got it running. We got it running again. Now I can't drive it, I do gotta fix some things, but this is good. Oh my days. Oh my god, I am so excited. So excited. And honestly, look at the interior. It's starting to really come along, honestly. And this is just a day's worth of work. Oh my god, I can't wait to start driving this. Now we do gotta fix the windshield. I'm gonna actually call somebody probably about that tomorrow. But oh my days. I ain't gonna lie, I'm excited to hear this thing run. She's a little smoky. I don't know if you can see it. A little smoky right there. It hasn't ran in like 3 years from what I've been told. So again, super excited. Sounds amazing though. I'm like all smiles. The interior is definitely coming along. I'm super excited about that too, to see it all like actually there now instead of wires everywhere. Whether it's drivable right now, I don't know. We are gonna go fix the clutch on this. But I mean, it sounds and smells so good. It smells amazing. I love it. I love it. I'm so excited about these trucks. Now, with this project one, I think what we're going to do is just set the motor off to the side. But listen to her. Just listen to the truck. All right, good morning, guys. So, we're back working on my first Gen Cummins. The parts one is still sitting right there. Anyway, with that, we are essentially putting in a fuse box for this off of the parts Jeep that we used right there. No, that one. Now, essentially, I'm not 100% sure. I'm going based off of what a lot of people have been saying online of what exact fuses there should be used. So essentially, this is what we got right here. So, with this, we got the duck foot all hooked up to 40 amps. This guy here still, I think, is a 50 or 60 amp. I'm gonna probably swap it out with the 50 that sits right here. The rest are all hooked up on these 40s, and then we got room for extra ones. Now, with that, the claw or duck foot here is hooked up to the battery. So if you cut this off, you got this one here that runs to the battery. Now this guy goes directly here, and it has like this little quick disconnect down in there, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it's like right there, and it runs through from here to the battery all the way back to this fuse box. Now with that also off of the duck foot, you got this little relay that sits off by the side. Now this is all extra wiring from somebody beforehand that I have no idea what they did, but essentially you got this guy right here that also runs to this. So we're going to run this guy, this little relay, and we're going to connect it also to this guy here to get power as well for the relay. With the alternator, what we did was, because the duck foot has this giant inline fuse for the alternator, I chopped that off, and what we're going to do is run it directly from where it comes out of. Put a 175 amp, I don't know if it'll focus properly, but we got 175 amp inline mega fuse. We're going to have an extra cable that runs from here directly to the battery itself. Now, I also did get a whole bunch of extra parts for it, essentially for this job. Some extra pieces that I was missing, but we do got an oil filter. We got a new mechanical fuel pump, which I thought about upgrading to the second gen mechanical fuel pumps, but I'm just going to run this one for now.
Just some of the extra stuff. So we got like the battery cable. I hope this one's long enough. Fingers crossed. I don't think it is, but we'll try it. More clamps as well, some copper ends, and then just got a new shoot, I'm actually forgetting what this is. Belt tensioner and serpentine belt, just because if we want it to run and drive for a good long time, we'd rather have new parts. Little update on this. So essentially we got this cable, was long enough by the way. We got hooked up to this trashy terminal right here. We got all the wires split that comes from this harness. We got them split off so they go over that way, and more kind of sits. Eventually I would like to build a bracket for this and let it sit right there. But we got everything essentially hooked up. Hopefully, fingers crossed, no wiring problems now. Alternators all hooked up now as well. I guess all we gotta do now is just turn the key and fingers crossed everything works good, and actually connect the battery as well here.
Alright, little updates. I don't know if there is a glare. The oil pressure is actually accurate now, so it used to be 100%, like all the way to there. The coolant sensor, so that one, I don't know if that works 100% correctly, but the alternator is also now somewhat working as well. So the gauge used to just sit at the 8, it's now sitting at what I believe would be a 10. I'd like for it to more sit in the middle. As far as the fuel, I don't have any fuel in this. I have like maybe a couple gallons and that's it. So that's probably more than likely correct anyway. Also, so I did get a new stock on this car, or truck, whatever you want to call it. And essentially, these are now working now, so that's a good thing. The lights I don't know if work yet. I'm gonna go take a walk around here and see with the hazards on and see if they work at all. So yeah, we actually got lights now. That's crazy. So turn signals are all working. The lights are working. Let's check the back here. But yeah, originally the lights did not work whatsoever. That fusible link was also a cause of it. Oh, I see lights in the back here too. Oh yeah, look at that. Now the other ones are popped out, but I can see it on the, you can see it down there, the little red flashing bit. But the lights are working. That is good. Good. So it does seem like the fuses are working 100%. Now the wiring is not the nicest looking as of right now. I do got to tidy it up a little bit, but that's a good start because everything used to not work whatsoever at all on this truck. So no lights, no dash, no nothing. So that is a big plus right now. So let me go tidy all this wiring up, and then we'll show you guys exactly like what I did here. So on the 91.5-year Dodge Cummins, we essentially installed a relay box, and it's been probably about 2 weeks since I've done that, and we're still having issues with the cluster. Now I've just fixed it and I found out exactly what was the issue. Now again, the relay box was much needed. It gets rid of that fusible link slash duck foot, but what I'm going to show you is what's all been done to it since then, and now what exactly the issue was with why we had no dash lights, no functional dash as well.
Coming into here, you guys can already see the fuse box that we installed. That's the fuse box off of the Drift Jeep. Those actually work perfectly. I highly recommend those, and honestly it's super simple, super easy. Essentially though, this little guy back here was part of our issue, and I do have a new one here somewhere. I don't know where I put it, but that little guy in the back right there, it can be one of the issues. I replaced that with the parts truck right there as well. That old one on there was an aftermarket one. They're known to go bad, so replaced it with an OEM one, and that somewhat fixed the issue for the time being. But the main issue was when I would turn on the headlights, I restarted it and it did the same stuff again. And I'm like, okay, what could be the issue? I'm looking under here and there's a lot of loose wires, and again, this dash was the previous owner, he said that a buddy of his ripped out all the interior, and it didn't seem like they cared what they ripped out. So a lot of the wires are all loose and stuff, and I have no idea what goes to what, and I'm slowly piecing it together. But the issue is there's three, and I don't know if I'll be able to get it. So those three wires right there, right at those two yellow butt connectors,
those 3 are grounds. And I had no idea they were grounds until I didn't know those 3 were ground whatsoever. Actually, we'll probably have a better shot showing you, instead of on the truck here, probably show you on the parts Cummins, because it's a lot easier. There's no dash or anything. I had no idea those were grounds whatsoever until looking at this harness, and luckily I have this as a parts truck because it's somewhat put together. It was all put there and everything like that, so I can use parts off of this and kind of use as a diagram. But coming into the parts truck, and you guys can see I've torn it pretty good apart, but the harness is somewhat all original and everything like that. But you guys can see, here's these 3 wires right here. And you can see that's a ground. I didn't know that until looking at it, because I'm going through wire by wire, checking it. I'm like, okay, got power, got everything. But I did not have these grounded off. They were just crimped off. So somebody just cut it completely. And so I just thought they went to some of the aftermarket stuff that was installed on that truck. But yeah, all of that was just caused by a simple ground. I'm not too upset about it though. I'm really not upset about it. Now, I had to already install the relay box on that truck anyway. So it's really not a big loss whatsoever. It's a much needed job. If you own a first gen or any older car, go install that relay box. It's not going to hurt it. It takes max maybe 10-20 minutes if you know what you're doing. And I mean, hell, it probably cost me less than $100 to do something like that. I mean, it'd be a no-brainer not to. Next up on pretty much the truck here is just essentially getting it ready to be back on the road again. It's not been on the road, from what I've been told, for nearly 5 years, which is kind of insane to me. I've owned this truck for now probably pushing 2 months, and to hear it running and driving on its own system, going through it, getting rid of the aftermarket crap that's on there, the random wires, the relays, the random fuses, just going through it individually, it's a pain in the butt because I've never worked on a diesel, and so I'm learning a lot about this. But honestly, it runs, it drives, it does everything. The only thing we do got to hook up is the weird mechanism they have in the back of the transmission that makes it into like a high and low gear. It's really weird. Right now I have the switch and everything for it, but I'm probably not going to touch it whatsoever as of right now and just leave it as is, kind of like a transfer case almost, backup. Unless it's engaged, it won't work. But other than that, the truck is ready to go on the road, and all it needs is just a windshield, and we're probably going to take that to my job and get that fixed right away. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for today's video, guys. It is starting to get rainy in Tennessee. The weather is really weird right now. It's been like on and off rain constantly for like the past 2 days. But that is essentially my 2 newest project trucks. They're both amazing, and I'm so happy with them because, again, this one's an absolute tow rig. Like, it's going to be amazing when it's done. Oh, I can't wait. I cannot wait. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll have it running and driving enough in time for some diesel meets that are coming up within later this year. I should have it driving, but you know how things are. Something always comes, a bump in a road or something like that. But yeah, anyway, guys, with that being said, I hope you guys have an amazing day. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.